being a good thing, it meant good intentions, but unfortunately, they don't have good intentions. So the goodness about demolishing those structures is gone. They are doing it for unscrupulous reasons. So Nigeria is just a mess. We all know
I
that
would
at this
expect them
point.
to say, oh, yeah, listen, guys, if your house is demolished, you can pick up the form. There are more than 200,000 unit housing that we are building. And then it's going to be in the course of the next 10 years. So the first batch of so and so will be delivered so time. So if your house is demolished, go and pick so up. Government will subsidize you your rent for so months or for so years until you find your feet, but we can't let you go back and have all those shanties again. There is nothing being built, African Wahala. It's just same one to say, okay, yeah, go find your way, go back to your village. And yet they will move somewhere else. Their children will end up on the streets. And at the end of the day as well, right? We all become endangered species in the hands of those who are the victims of states. Nothing is being built in the interest of the people, man.
Yeah, it's not, Nigeria is not a country, my brother. The previous caller, I know you also mentioned about, when you kept on speaking, then I understood where your mind is. And there is nothing wrong. We all go through stages in life. When you spoke about, oh, we should do a revolution, nobody should talk about breaking up the country. I mean, you have a right to opinion, but at the end of the day, Nigerian population census, I hope I explained a little bit better why it can never be accomplished. Do you know how you get your citizenship in Nigeria? All you need to do is you go to a local government office in Abuja, claim any local government, and just do a quick Google search. Look for the name of the king in your, for example, you can say, oh, I'm from Bode local government, Ogun State. Go and find out the name of the king of that community. Go to Ogun House in Central Business District, Abuja. Tell them you're from Ijebu, the local government, right? They are going to present you a certificate. But before they present you that certificate, they're going to ask for your identification. Give them your name. You can make up any name. They would ask you some random questions. Oh, what's the name of your king? You tell them. They will give you that certificate. With that certificate, you go to the immigration office and you apply for a passport. That's how you get a Nigerian citizenship. No vetting, no controls. Any random person can come from anywhere in the world and just get that information. Even a national identification number, you can easily bypass that situation. Listen, Nigeria is not a structured society. Nothing structured can come out of an unstructured society. Just know that and know peace. And that's why I called it today. Thank you, Michael.
God bless you, the African Wahala. Thank you so much again for adding to our knowledge this morning or afternoon. Depends on where you are watching from. I have another caller on the line, but could you do me a favor and just take a moment and go like this video if you haven't already? Could you? Thank you. Here is my caller. Hello there.
Yeah, good evening, my good general.
Oh, good evening, sir. How are you?
Fine. Great. How is the family over there?
Well, we are here. We thank God. How is yours?
Yeah, fine too. Thank God.
Great.
My name is Ade, calling from South Korea.
Oh, my man. Ade from South Korea. I just spoke to Kenny from Russia, and I have this admiration for South Korea. So speaking to somebody from there, Baba, is a pleasure. Thank you so much. Go on.
Thank you. Okay. Before Africa Wala, I want to talk about something the previous caller talked about before Africa Wala, about Obi, about Peter Obi.
Right, sir. Go on, sir.
And we all like Peter Obi as a man. I'm a Yoruba person, but I like Peter Obi. But the problem I'm having on this is this. We can't sit in a place and allow the Northerners, Fulani in general, to be dictating when we are to protest, who we are to go against, and who we are to elect as the president of the country. During the time of Jonathan, they were the one behind the force to remove Jonathan. They started it.
Yes.
Rufai and Co. They started it. Now, when
Bauchi, remember?
Exactly. Not knowing that they have hidden agenda. At the end of the day, they achieved their agenda. During the 8 years of Buhari, the country wasn't better as well. We're having a lot of problems. And each time we try to protest, they say, oh, you want to go against the North. Oh, yes, exactly. During the NSAS protest, they never joined. They said, oh, they want to remove Buhari government. That was what they said.
Yes.
They never joined us. No. And when they killed us, they never support our agitation. Suddenly, they said they wanted Muslim ticket. They dictated to us again. And we call ourselves like they said they wanted Muslim ticket. And at the end of the day, they got it too. I want people to forget that is a Yoruba man. No, he's a Yoruba man, fantastic. But they dictated that they wanted Tinubu, not us. And they have their way at the end of the day. When it comes to Nnamdi Kanu, they have agreement with Tinubu not to release him. It's an agreement. So now again, Tinubu is there. We should all enjoy it.
Dealing with everybody.
Suddenly now
they want all of us
so
to
when Buhari was there, when Buhari was there, they never, oh, let's go to the east, let's go to the west, let's tell them, oh, Buhari is too hard. We have to form a coalition. Nothing of such.
No.
They said, no, it is our time. We have to. Majority of them, even their professors, they come on TV to talk about Buhari is trying. At the end of it, they cover everything up.
Saturday, right? They actually pushed that.
Yes, exactly.
Anytime anything against Buhari is against the North.
Yes,
it was so
and they made that.
Man, just back.
Yes, exactly.
It was so deep, that they said a half-dead Buhari is better to be president than for Pastor Ruga to take over. I remember that one. Gimba, there's a boy, there's a guy called Gimba Kakanda, right?
Gimba.
When Buhari became a vegetable in London, you know what he said on Twitter? That what happened to Yaradua must not happen again, or that they must not let Lagos boys access power. They will finish Nigeria. He's a special advisor to...
They will say it was a plot by Tinubu.
You remember that time?
Buhari, so that when Buhari died, so Oshibari will take over.
You remember?
That was what they said.
You remember?
Yes.
Good enough that you do. So I'm just pointing those out as well to back your point. Go on, Baba.
Yes. So the same Obi you accuse that he's a Christian, he's an Igbo man, they can't rule them. The same person you are now calling now to come and join you just because they know that this guy has obedience. Because they are massive. They wanted his support. So that when he comes there, they are going to use him and dump him. Nothing for Obi. Obi should not go there. These people, they are very, I don't know how to call them.
Takia.
They believe they know how to play the game. I'm 40 years plus. I remember many years ago when I was still in secondary school, primary school. There's this pamphlet. I know you are very aware. They call it Current Affair. We always buy it then.
Yeah.
It was stated there, 3 major tribes in Nigeria, Hausa, Igbo, Yoruba. There was something like Hausa, Fulani there.
No. That changed.
3 major tribes in Nigeria, Hausa, Igbo, Yoruba.
After 2010, that's when we started hearing Fulani, Hausa, Fulani.
That was why they canceled Current Affair in all schools. That was why they cancel all these things in all schools. There's something like Current Affair again. These people, they are coming up with another game. And when they start this thing now, before you know, there will be okay, when the election was going on, there was problem between Igbos and Yoruba. Fulani, they stay out of it. Meanwhile, they know much about it. They are the one planning this game. By the time they bring Obi to their side now, there will be more problem for Igbos and Yoruba. They say, Igbos, they want to remove Tinubu.
You want me to
another problem.
Shock you? Sade, I'll shock you. You're
okay,
so
Baba.
right.
Go ahead,
whatever
Baba.
theory you are trying to kind of put together with all this information, right? I'm going to agree with you that you are so right, okay? Now, take a look at this.
Okay.
For some reason, right, Tinubu, we know, is playing his tribal ethnic politics, and he's always been doing that.
Exactly.
Not today, okay? But fine. Now, Tinubu and his guys, they promoted the agenda of religion division and tribal division.
Exactly.
But they kind of make it look like it was going to be Igbos versus Yoruba all along.
Yoruba.
Despite the fact that the northern Nigeria, like you said, they insisted on Muslim tickets forcing the hand of Tinubu, who is desperate to be president anyway, right? Forcing his son to now go their route. But at the end of the day, was turned to Yoruba. I mean, Yoruba and Igbo. Now, fast forward to now.
We stay out of it.
Fast forward to now. And Hausa Andrew on Twitter was now asking the Igbos to join them so that they can face the Yorubas.
Tinubu is Yoruba.
He didn't even say Tinubu. No. He didn't make it Tinubu. He said our Igbo brothers should join us so that we can
the people they neglected.
This man and his people. And immediately, people will be sitting on the play tribal politics before anyway. They just say like, so Igbos, you want to team up with the Igbos and fight the Yorubas. And the Igbos were like, hey, two of you face yourselves. I beg, face around. We know it's none of our business.
Obi should not join here. You should just stand alone. Obi should stand alone. You should not go with them. They are playing politics. They will just use him and dump him at the end of the day. He will sign an agreement with them. He will not even become the president. Because before you know that,
it will be too late for him to rule out.
We have Yoruba, we have Igbo, we have, let's say, Hausa Fulani. So why is it that when they use 8 years, they will not expect Igbos and Yoruba to share 8 years?
To fight themselves now?
It's wrong. It should be 8-8. See, 24.
If not the 4th of the South.
The Constitution.
Yeah.
That too. Each time we talk about the Constitution, I laugh because they say we people, right?
A lie.
So you now ask the question, who are the we? It's not even the military. I don't want to agree that it's the military. It's the Fulani that made the Constitution, not even military. They are Fulanis. So it's like this thing has been planned, this thing has been on ground for a very long time to make everything on their side. They've been planning this thing as a game. At times I keep wondering, what I don't even understand our elders anymore. I don't know, maybe
where are the leaders or where are the Yoruba leaders? Somebody was trying to call me on this platform last night, okay? And that person, for some reason, started abusing me. But I'm glad that my people were able to take care of it.
The Constitution favors them more. The Constitution favors them more.
The guy was asking about, why am I not talking about Wole Soyinka? Why are you not bringing Wole Soyinka here? And I'm like, hello, if you want to know about Wole Soyinka and what this platform have actually discussed about him, just type Wole Soyinka onto political. You see the list. So to buttress your question, right? Where are the leaders in Yoruba land? Where are the leaders in Igbo land? Where are the leaders of all land?
I respect this man so much. What is his name? This man, what is his name? I've forgotten his name. It's part of ICANN.
What you remember about him, then maybe we'll remember the name.
It was on TV recently concerning Obi story. He supported Obi. We are going to match with these people. Party told me. Yes.
Okay.
So I was now wondering, why is this man supporting this agenda? Is it that he has forgotten who these people are and what they can do, what they are capable of? You should not even go there at all. The Constitution, they changed the Constitution to favor them. Everything favors them. Everything.
So they should get rid of that first. And then we can start.
When Buhari was there before Igbo came out, they wanted land. They wanted to build this ruga stuff. At the end of the day, they now allocated maybe 9 billion. I don't even know the amount again. They gave each state in the north to build it. Up to now, they didn't do anything. They just want to use that money to entice other governors from the west and east. Maybe they will take and build it.
Do you know the only place where the is being built now is in the south? What do you call it? In the east, for example, in the Imo states. Oples is almost finished with his own Ruga right now.
Maybe they've promised him something.
That one has lodged this.
So we have to enlighten ourselves. My good general, we have to keep on telling people on the platform.
I will.
They should not go with these people. We have to stand on our own. God bless you, Mayegun.
And you too. Thank you so much for all of that. So my last caller is somebody who is totally against any alliance. that they will use Obi to gain access back to power, use the obedient to validate their, or try to cleanse themselves of, you know, of their atrocities, right? So obedience feels like, well, one of the obedient just called anyway, right? From South Korea. I actually thought he was going to tell me more about South Korea. I didn't have the time to ask. Here is my other caller. Obi should stay away from them. That is his own advice. And what do you think? Hello.
Good afternoon, Maigo. How are you?
I am very well. Good afternoon. Yourself?
I'm okay. I'm fine. Been watching your show, enjoying your talk.
Enjoying the talk and the gist. So how is your morning?
Enjoying the talk and the gist. I said, let me come and join my mouth to do gist.
At least. Thank you, Charm. Please.
Okay. First of all, let me, with regards to all of this, Ubi joining Atiku and all of that business, I'm not going to comment. I know they say a picture tells a thousand stories, right? But that's just a picture. So until Peter Obi comes out to tell us that he's actually going to join forces with Atiku and so on, so then we'll have something to tell him.
Okay.
Until now, we'll just be watching him. That's not to say that I'm not, what they call it, because I listened to Pastor Tomi the other day. And it seems like they're leaning towards some kind of alliance,
yes.
Some kind of a new party alliance, which is supposed to be a departure from PDP and Labour Party, and a huge departure from what we call political parties in Nigeria. This is supposed to be a more ethical, more, how will I put it? More ethical, one,
according to
one, what is exactly one with an ideology, exactly, and things like that.
Kind of, yeah, go on.
People oriented, where they are also, obviously they're not going to be pushing things like, corruption, and they're not going to stand for corruption and such and such and such. Like I said, I'm not going to comment about anything until Peter Obi.
Right? That's how they got you the last time. Charm, they will get you again. I can smell it from here.
They're not going to get me again, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah, but for good reasons, though, right? Without actions, there will never be any reactions, so to say, right? So I am just going to be here to tell all of you the consequences of your actions. So that everybody will be clear. You can know what you are dealing with, right?
One thing I like that you said yesterday, because I listened to the show yesterday, when you laid it out for us in general, like, right, if these people intend to move forward with this alliance, right? Because the truth is that you and I don't know. We saw a picture, we saw a headline.
It's not like we can stop it or make it change, kind of. But it's always good for people to know, so that they can have a very clear idea of what they are going to be signing up for, because they won't tell you the whole story. You know that.
No, I agree with you. You're not going to hear the whole story. That's true. Mm-hmm. But again, I still make this point that until Obi comes out to say, because all of this information, all of this news, and all of this gist is coming from one person, and then we're also taking information from what we've seen Patutomi say. Do you understand? But we don't know who will be in the alliance at the end of the day, if there's even going to be an alliance, right?
That's right.
So too. I don't want to waste brain cells trying to think about this and that. When they come out with what they want to come out, but like I said, I like something that you said yesterday, that if they do eventually carry on with this alliance, with this set of people, this is what our action should be. I really like that part, because I think it's something that we can all take on board and say, okay, if people want to go ahead and continue with this contraction, right, it has to be on these terms.
Yes.
But are people ready to actually go out there and be mobilized and put themselves out there and say, this is what we demand, right? That's a whole different conversation.
It is.
So
I like, it can be really, you are so right there again, Charm, right? It can be really premature, okay? for anybody to really say much now, but people have right to their suspicion, okay? Like, oh no, you don't want to go back there and stuff like that. But indeed, it is premature to begin to judge now based on the reality.
Based on pictures and headlines and things like that. But I still like what you said yesterday, that if they do eventually decide that this is the way they want to go, this should be our course of action. Right, so we're already thinking, okay, if you guys want to do this, this is what we're going to do. But the question is, are we ready to mobilize ourselves and push for all of that? Right, that's again, like I said, a whole different conversation. Now, to people who feel like, I like what the previous caller said, that it seems like the Fulani is not even, forget about the Hausas now. It seems like they've been beaten down. They're just on the floor at the moment. We don't know why they haven't quite woken up to say, you know what, enough of this Fulani, how will I put it, Fulani suppression of our people and things like that. They haven't quite gotten there yet. It just seems that collectively, every tribe in Nigeria seems to be afraid of the Fulanis, afraid to take them on head on, and say, you know what, enough of this. This is not your land. You are not entitled to any of this. But something he said is that we keep taking our cues from the Fulani. We do what they want. We go where we if they say, such and such,
just to get them
to satisfy them. Why do we want to keep satisfying them? And I also suspect, right? Well, that's a very good point, greed. I also suspect, because people talk about, they wrote the Constitution, and I want to ask people out there in the temple, are you confident that it was Fulani people on their own that came up with that Constitution, that volume, from back to back on their own?
No.
Okay, so if you say no,
well, they might they influence, using their influence to influence it by reading the Constitution. You can see that. You can see their hands all over it. But I won't say Fulani. I would say the northern hegemony. Okay, but knowing that historically how the Fulani became the controller of the whole place and all that, you kind of infiltrated the entire structure of northern Nigeria and claimed victory over it, right? So historically, okay, that automatically will tell you that even if an Hausa or a Kanuri or a Birom, even a TP, somebody who is from the Middle Belt, is appointed to any committee or anything that is called the Northern Group, their purpose and their main order is to serve the interest of the Fulani oligarch in the north. Do you understand that now? So whatever is going to be pushed as any kind of, for example, the Constitution now, like Constitution, right? It's Constitution for Nigeria.
Yeah.
But the drafters actually drafted it for Northern Nigeria, if you put it that way. Okay,
exactly.
You get that? So and whoever are those who drafted it, they still represented mostly the interest of this northern hegemony. It's so boldly written over it.
It is glaring, and that's why I say that this is not even the tone and the language of we the people.
Yeah.
It's not a tone or a language that we use. It's a language and a tone that Westerners use. Which is my point is, these people are not on their own. The authority that they have doesn't necessarily come from just on the strength of the fact that we are Fulani. No. It also comes because they have an alliance historically with we know who, right? And they always do that to serve their own interests, not just Fulani interests, because the Fulani being at the helm of affairs allows them to do whatever they do in this country, whether we know it or not. The amount of resources that they keep taking, the amount of just the free hand that they have when they come to the country, right? So this is not that historical alliance is still there, right? And that is one of the problems that I feel that we have. I absolutely 100% believe that the country should be split, because we don't necessarily govern ourselves, right? We don't manage our own resources, right? We almost have no say in the management, the production of anything that belongs to us. And we are still kind of like fighting fighting just even to, I don't know, to be, right?
No, we are fighting to even kind of answer the identity question. Who are you, John?
Who? Exactly. Okay. That's a good question.
Yes, they said I'm a Nigerian. Are you sure? I don't know, but I mean, they said I'm a Nigerian, so I believe I'm a Nigerian. They said, can you define a Nigerian? Then the problem will set in. Identity crisis is what we're fighting for. But we have people we share a lot in common with. Share you get now that we can live with and be in peace or be at peace. That's why we need our own countries.
That is why we need our own country.
Yes.
And there's something, because just in case other people want to call in. I've been listening to your show, but I haven't been calling in. I've been listening even up until the time when you talked about when they went to collect money from IMF, and IMF said to them that we will give you this money on the contingent on you taxing telecoms companies.
That's right.
Which will then transfer those costs to their users. Is it not? That's Who right. are the users?